His Royal Majesty Igwe Nemeka Alfred Ugochukwu Achebe, the Obi of Onitsha, Ndị Ichie, Professor Obiora Udechukwu, Professor Jerry Buhari, many accomplished artists, Onitsha indigenes, and art enthusiasts are here for the opening of Oreze exhibition.
Your Royal Majesty, I'm humbly honored to perform this assignment on behalf of what your spirit represents, the advancement of creativity, not only within this community or Nigeria, but the entire world. And it's in this spirit that I declare this exhibition open.
Professor Jerry Buhari of the Department of Fine Arts, Ahmadu Bello University, is a special guest of honor.
The works represents many of the nuances of Nigerian society. Now I'm talking about subject matter now. So there's a sense in which you could say that if you're looking for a feel of a country's mood, or a country's temperament, you cannot but want to really go to an art exhibition.
He praised Igwe Achebe for incorporating art exhibition into the annual Ofala Festival.
This exhibition, the Oreze, is not incongruent, cannot be said to be incongruent with Ofala. Because really, Ofala, through its midwife, that is the Igwe, has been able to give birth to Oreze. This comes with vision, comes with a leadership that is able to visualize how things happen in a symphony.
150 artists from America, Europe, West Coast, South Africa, Nigeria have their painstakingly done art pieces on display.
This is efficacy of the cross, what Jesus actually did for humanity, the dribblings of colors and all that. These ones signify humanity and every other thing that has to do with life.
I titled it Forward Ever. It's a mixed media painting, not just a cock. I try to portray the vibrancy of eagerness. That is the reason why I titled it Forward Ever.
The market scene is trying to portray the Igbo people who are best known for commercial activities. I used the aluminium cans on a canvas. I used adhesive to hold the pieces of the aluminium cans on the canvas.
Radiant strength of continuity. The whole idea is just to picture it with our own Nigerian political system. People will now abandon some project by previous government instead of continuing what that government has already started.
I call it an initial creation. Before the creation of the world, everywhere was dark and the world was void. It was covered by water. When God came, He said, "Let there be light," and there was light. He created all the beautiful things, even the gold and silver, star and moon, sun, and man. He said, "Let us create a man," and He created a man in His own image. He took the rib of a man and created Eve. Serpent came and deceived Eve. These glasses represent when God was calling them. They have seen themselves that they are naked. Then there was no cloth, no handkerchief, no tissue. They cut the grass and covered themselves.
The title of this job is The Unforeseen. Life is temporal. Therefore, everything that surrounds life is temporal. So, at times, we may not look beyond that. And that brings about the unexpected and the unforeseen. This particular type of painting is an abstract painting. Depicts what we call akekaism. Akekaism is derivatively from embossed line channels built by termites when it's climbing, forming various patterns. This akekaism is an art movement, 20th century art movement.
Insurgency. You know, the peace of Nigeria is being threatened by some elements. The artist being the mirror of the society. We are trying to bring out those things so that the government should know how to address them.
Picnic by the seaside too. 6 women by the seaside and they're having a picnic. When my wife was a banker, there was a time they organized a picnic for them. So they went to the beach. I came to pick her up and I saw them. The ladies were all dressed up, jeans, trousers and t-shirts and all of that. The guys were also wearing their t-shirts and sitting down and just... So I went home, I told my wife, I said, "You guys just wasted your time. And you said you were having a picnic, that this is not picnic. What I'm trying to say is, if you know you have to go to the beach for a picnic, you go there and do the things they do there. If you cannot, don't do it. Don't borrow the things that happen in Europe and America. If you know you can't do it and people start shouting here.
20 female artists presented the works too.
Is duvet. This is marbling. The medium is tie and dye. And why I did it is because instead of buying the foreign one, everybody should go on this. This is 35,000.
I titled the work Behind the Mask, which portrays that aspect of our life that is open to ourselves. When aired to the public, it may be offensive. I achieved it with a careful interwoven of threads on nails.
Oreze exhibition is an annual event where artists from different parts of the world converge on Onitsha for a rich showcase of their creativity.
Actually, I'm so fascinated with the diversity of works and display.
Judge Edozie has been the curator of Oreze exhibition these 5 times.
We don't have a team, but since it's an Oreze show during the Ofala Festival, we advise the artists to come up with something cultural. It mustn't be Onitsha culture, but just cultural. All we are trying to do is to join both the king and his crowd in his Ofala Festival and have a kind of cultural carnival. This is a huge success because it's also developing and exposing the local artists and the ones that live in the Eastern region to showcase their works alongside great masters that live in Lagos and the ones that are coming from abroad.
Igbo Achebe takes his guests round Echimede Museum.
The tendency is to say that what has art got to do with a commercial city? But ironically, art is driven by commerce. Art is driven by wealth. So if there is any place that you would need a museum or a gallery like that, it is in Onitsha.
We never thought of that at this point in time, such a thing can come to this part of the country or this part of the world. This now is going to make this place a wonderful tourist zone, since Onitsha is a commercial nerve center of West Africa and also gateway to the eastern states of Nigeria.
We are looking at having our next Oreze exhibition at the museum, the permanent site, not this particular place. So it's like we are bidding farewell to our old site.
Agbogidi is one of the astute collectors of artworks in the world. He supports artists and art institutions.